I said last year, and the clip went viral after they posted, I said, look, with all these layoffs, if you're a white-collar worker, including a high-paid tech worker, and you keep resisting people bringing you back to work, at some point they're going to go, we can get somebody else to do your tech job overseas, and they'll do it remote, or they'll actually come over here on a work visa, and they'll do your job, and we'll save a bunch of money. And I had a lot of people criticize me. A lot of people said, this is a real warning. Well, so Sundar Pichai, I hope I'm saying that right, sir. And if I'm not, I apologize. But he's the chief executive at Google. And do you remember when he wrote this letter in January? I talked about it on the show. It made big news. And he basically, very apologetic, and he apologized for laying off 12,000 employees at Google. Okay? And he said, look, this is an economic reality. I also reported on this show how multiple times you had CEOs from large companies saying, we feel bad, but the economy is dipping, and we staffed up when it was hot, and so now it's contracting, or we're worried about recession, so we got to lay people off. And it was this big, my hands are tied. You remember that? Okay, you remember. I mean, they said it. It's just an economic reality. I'm so sorry. Gosh, I feel so bad. It was that kind of thing, right? Except, and this is just in the Google CEO's case, but if he did it, trust me, others did it. What am I talking about? This was, I read that he wrote this letter in January. Ready for this? 1 month later, Google filed applications for low-paid foreign workers to come to America and take their highly specialized tech jobs. They filed dozens and dozens of applications for foreign workers to serve as software engineers, analytical consultants, user experience researchers, and other roles. Newly disclosed data released by the Department of Labor shows thousands of recent H-1B foreign worker visas requested by firms that just underwent massive layoffs, including Facebook, Meta, Amazon, Zoom, Salesforce, Microsoft. Alex, I'm never right. I was right. Why was I right? Because I read. Very respected economists were saying this. I simply reported it. I didn't predict it. I reported it. So I wasn't right after all. Well, folks, this is the reality. And you need to wake up. Some of you are more worried about being laid off in a recession or because of a potential recession, and that's a legitimate worry. But I also got to tell you, you think that major public companies who are driven by stock price, you think for a second that they aren't winking when they lay you off and you're making six figures and they go hire somebody to do your job for half or a third? You think that they're not doing that? Google. They did it. They're doing it. So are all these other companies. The world is flat, folks. When it comes to tech workers, remote capabilities, this is a brand new world, and you better be focused on value, which means not always working for the biggest company, but for some of the best that are a lot smaller and care for people.